Have Arsenal made one of their biggest mistakes in recent years? While the Gunners continue searching for a truly consistent striker to lead their attack, a player they once let go is now stealing the spotlight on the biggest stage in world football. Folarin Balogun, a striker once considered not ready to become Arsenal's main man, is now making many supporters wonder, what if the club had given him more time and opportunities to develop? That question became even harder to ignore after his brilliant performances at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In the United States' opening match against Paraguay, Balogun scored twice and played a key role in his team's victory. But this story is not just about one match or two goals. It is the story of an Arsenal wonder kid who struggled to break into the first team, chose to forge his own path, and ultimately proved his quality by becoming one of the United States' most important players on football's biggest stage. In this video, we will take a closer look at Folarin Balogun's journey from being overlooked by Arsenal to becoming one of the standout stars of the 2026 World Cup. The Arsenal wonder kid tipped for greatness. Folarin Balogun was born in Brooklyn, New York on July 3, 2001 to Nigerian parents. When he was just 2 years old, his family moved to London, England, where his football journey truly began. His talent was evident from a young age, and Arsenal eventually recruited him into their Hale End Academy when he was only 8 years old. The academy is renowned for producing many of Arsenal's finest talents. There, Balogun developed into one of the club's most promising young strikers. His goal-scoring ability at various youth levels convinced many coaches and observers that Arsenal had discovered a future star capable of following in the footsteps of the great forwards who had graced the Emirates Stadium. As time went on, Balogun's reputation continued to grow. He became one of the most prolific players in Arsenal's academy and repeatedly demonstrated his exceptional eye for goal. When he was given opportunities to play for Arsenal's youth teams in European competitions and Premier League 2, his name began attracting wider attention. Many Arsenal supporters eagerly awaited the moment he would finally receive regular opportunities with the senior team. However, reality turned out to be very different. Despite his enormous potential, the road to the first team proved far more difficult than expected. Fierce competition and managerial decisions pushed Balogun's career into a period of uncertainty. A great talent Arsenal never truly trusted. When Mikel Arteta began rebuilding Arsenal into a competitive force once again, many young players were given opportunities to develop and establish themselves. However, that situation did not entirely apply to Balogun. Although he made his senior debut for Arsenal in 2020, regular playing time never truly arrived. While Arsenal continued searching for solutions in attack, Balogun often found himself on the bench or out on loan. For a young striker, minutes on the pitch are everything. Without sufficient opportunities, it is difficult for any player to showcase their true potential. This reality gradually raised questions about Balogun's future at Arsenal. The frustration reached its peak when Arsenal chose to sign or retain other attacking players rather than placing their full trust in Balogun. Many observers believed he possessed the talent necessary to earn a serious opportunity in the Premier League. Instead of becoming a key part of Arsenal's long-term project, he was forced to prove himself away from North London. At the time, the decision may have seemed reasonable, but as the years passed, many Arsenal supporters began wondering whether the club had given up too quickly on one of its brightest prospects. Those questions only grew louder as Balogun started demonstrating his goal-scoring ability outside England. Reims and Monaco, where Balogun proved everything. A major opportunity finally arrived when Balogun joined Stade de Reims on loan during the 2022-23 season. It was there that his career truly changed. Playing regularly in Ligue 1 allowed him to showcase qualities that Arsenal fans had rarely been able to witness. Balogun enjoyed a remarkable campaign, scoring 21 goals in 37 league appearances. That tally made him one of the top scorers in France that season. More importantly, he demonstrated the attributes of a modern striker, capable of operating across different attacking areas, creating space, and constantly troubling opposing defenses. His outstanding performances attracted the attention of clubs across Europe. Yet even those achievements were not enough to convince Arsenal. In the summer of 2023, the club decided to sell Balogun permanently to AS Monaco for a fee reported to be around 30 million euros plus bonuses. At Monaco, a new challenge awaited him. Injuries occasionally disrupted his progress and led some people to question whether he could maintain his best form. However, Balogun once again proved his resilience. During the 2025-26 season, he became one of Monaco's most important players, recording 13 goals and 4 assists in Ligue 1. He also impressed in the UEFA Champions League and established himself as one of the team's most consistent performers throughout the campaign. As a result, Arsenal's decision to sell him began to look increasingly controversial. Turning down England to become an American hero. One of the most fascinating aspects of Balogun's journey is his international career. Born in the United States, raised in England, and possessing Nigerian heritage, he was eligible to represent 3 different nations. For many years, Balogun played for England at various youth levels, leading many people to assume that he would eventually represent the 3 Lions at senior level. However, in 2023, he made a decision that surprised many football fans. Balogun chose to commit his international future to the United States. The announcement generated significant attention, as the United States had secured the services of a highly talented young striker to help lead what many viewed as a golden generation. The decision quickly proved to be the right one. It did not take long for Balogun to become a key figure in the U.S. national team. He scored in the 2023 CONCACAF Nations League final and helped the Americans lift the trophy. From that point forward, his influence continued to grow in international competitions. By the time the 2026 FIFA World Cup arrived, Balogun had established himself as the team's first-choice striker. The trust placed in him by coach Mauricio Pochettino was rewarded with outstanding performances. His goals not only provided crucial results, but also transformed the United States into a far more dangerous attacking side. He was no longer simply a former Arsenal player. He had become a symbol of hope for American soccer. The 2026 World Cup, and the biggest statement of his career. The moment that truly changed the world's perception of Balogun came in the opening match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup against Paraguay. Playing in front of home supporters, the United States delivered a dominant performance and secured a convincing 4-1 victory. Balogun scored twice in the match, instantly making headlines across international media outlets. For many people, they were simply 2 goals in a group stage game. But for Balogun, the moment represented something far greater. It symbolized the culmination of a long and challenging journey, from an academy player struggling to earn opportunities at Arsenal to becoming the hero of his nation on football's biggest stage. Very few players get the chance to write a story like that. What makes this story even more compelling is that Balogun is still at an ideal age for further development. At just 24 years old, he is only entering what is typically considered the prime years of a striker's career. If he can maintain this level of performance throughout the tournament, the 2026 World Cup could become the turning point that transforms him from a very good striker into a genuine global star. Arsenal may have had their reasons for selling him several years ago, but every time Balogun scores for the United States during this tournament, the same question will continue to arise. What if Arsenal had been a little more patient? And the more goals he scores, the harder that question becomes to ignore. Folarin Balogun's journey proves that not every talent reaches their full potential at the club that raised them. When opportunities at Arsenal never truly materialized, he chose to carve out his own path. From Reims to Monaco, and eventually the United States national team, Balogun continued to develop and demonstrate that he belongs at the highest level of the game. Now, at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, he is no longer a wonder kid waiting for a chance. He has become one of the United States' most important players on the biggest stage in world football. And if his performances continue at this level, this tournament may well be remembered as the moment the world realized that Arsenal might have let go of a player they should have kept. So, what do you think? Did Arsenal make a huge mistake by selling Folarin Balogun, or was that decision actually the reason why he was able to develop into the striker he is today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss more exciting stories from the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the world of football.